Hi, I'm Corey Driver, and this is Moving Forward. So this week we are in Jeremiah 17, 1 Corinthians 15, and Luke 6, and we're talking about welcoming Reformation. Now, when I think about Reformation studies that I've done in my own life, including many graduate level courses, the first thing I think about is all the woodcuts. There's so many woodcuts back in the Protestant Reformation era, going back and forth, insulting one person or another, using really like junior high school insults. The level of discourse a lot of times in the popular woodcuts was not, shall we say, a highly elevated theological debate. Instead, it's lots of insults and lots of nastiness. And I, for one, am very happy to live on this side of the 1999 Joint Declaration on the doctrine of justification. Lutherans and Catholics coming together to say, yeah, basically we agree that God does the grace stuff and then we do the repentance stuff. We don't have to fight anymore about that. Certainly there's differences, as there are differences between different Catholic movements and different Lutheran movements, for heaven's sake. But we don't have to fight, and we certainly do not have to mock each other. And we can welcome ongoing thought and development in churches. The lectionary texts this week call us to welcome reformation and change in what we thought we knew, and to go beyond mocking and derision to see, hey, what's God up to? So Jeremiah blesses those who trust in God and offers curses on those who trust in human wisdom. In evocative language, Jeremiah says those who trust in human wisdom are like a bush in the desert that will dry up and maybe become a tumbleweed. On the contrary, those who trust in God are like a tree planted by a stream. The roots dig down and encounter the water, such that even during a drought, the leaves stay green because the tree is tapped into the source of life. The prophet Jeremiah is speaking in a context of rampant false prophecy, right? Humans are saying, look, we're going to be good. Everything's fine because we live in Jerusalem and God favors Jerusalem. God's name is here. We've got the temple after all. And Jeremiah is saying, no, that's not how it works at all. Proximity to God is not enough. Humans are called to actually be faithful to God and tap into that which God is doing. A bush that's near a stream but doesn't have its roots tapped in is not going to survive a drought. Whereas a tree that has its root tapped into the source of water is going to fare much better. In the epistle reading for this week, Paul takes aim at those who insist that Jesus should conform to their doctrines and their Christology. Now, there were many in the Corinthian church who were very happy to recognize that Jesus is the Messiah, but did not recognize the general resurrection. Some even said, Jesus can be resurrected, sure, that's fine, but we're going to be spirits in heaven and not have bodies anymore after we die. Paul says this human claim is ridiculous. If there's not a general resurrection of everybody, then not even Jesus is resurrected. And if Jesus wasn't resurrected, why are we doing this whole Christian thing? No, Paul insists on humans putting aside their own idea and getting with the program that the hope is resurrection for everyone. Just as Jesus had a physical body that can do cool spiritual things after he was resurrected, so will we all. I'm really interested in Luke's presentation of Jesus' sermon on the plain. Now, this is, to use modern political language, Jesus' stump speech. This is a variety speech that he uses everywhere he goes, adapting it to local contexts. So here in Luke 6, we get some woes that weren't apparent in the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5 and after. But largely, this is the same content. Luke notes that people from Jerusalem and Judea, Jews, and people from Tyre and Sidon, Gentiles, all show up to hear this message and even more than hearing the message to be healed. I love Luke's specificity here. Luke, as a physician, points out that some people are coming to be healed from physical maladies and illnesses, and some people are coming to be healed from spiritual maladies and illnesses, that is, unclean spirits. Jesus can both heal the body and exorcise the demons. In that day and in our own, there are some who say, oh, the spiritual stuff isn't real. These were like mental health things. And I do believe that Jesus got in and healed some mental health things as well. The specificity of the text here matters. Jesus is healing body, mind, and spirit. Jesus cares, I would say, not a whit for doctrines of who he can heal and how. The whole point is that Jesus heals the people who come to him. Jesus heals, exercises, and teaches exactly how we need, and not how we think he should. I think the takeaway is this: wrapping up our beliefs and our Christologies and our doctrines of healing in neat and tidy bows is dangerous. Knowledge puffs up. When we think that we have the correct answer, a lot of times it acts as blinders that prevents us from seeing all the correct things that maybe aren't directly in our focus. Many in Jesus' day could not accept Jesus as the Messiah or as the resurrected Messiah because of their ideas of what Messiah and resurrection should and shouldn't look like. Let us not be that. Instead, let's hold on loosely to our doctrines and hold on tightly to God. Thanks be to God. Amen.